Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be playing Dark Souls 3 with the Glock 19. I actually don't own Dark Souls 3, so we're going to be doing this on Gmod. And we're going to be fighting these four bosses right here. So, let's get to it. So while we're fighting these four bosses, I'm going to be doing some voiceovers. And I got a little cold going on right now. Not really a cold, but I'm just pretty sick. This is the Nameless King. I've never actually played Dark Souls 3, so this is completely new to me. I did enjoy this boss fight. It was cool. I can't wait till I actually get to play Dark Souls 3. But the Nameless King is definitely a cool little boss fight. I like the lightning. There's gonna be a few cuts in the recording, just so it doesn't take wasn't like an hour. So, but it only gets so this is like the Nameless King for me was the worst out of the four, like the least entertaining out of the four. I did really like these lightning attacks though, because I'm an Elden Ring player, so and I like incantations. Me trolling the guy right here, and then yeah, that's the Nameless King. The second one we had up here was Slave Knight Gale. I think that's how you say his name. This guy was aggressive, really aggressive. I can't remember who he reminds me of because, as I said before, I'm an Elden Ring player. I haven't played any previous Dark Souls games, so I don't know like anything pertaining to any of the older Dark Souls games. But this guy right here, he was aggressive. That's all I pretty much what I gotta say about him. Not really much. Those high dive attacks were freaking me out when I first encountered him. Obviously, he's no match for my Glock, which I don't think anybody in the Dark Souls universe besides maybe Bloodborne would be any match for a Glock. But yeah, this I don't really have much to say to him or about him besides that he's like overly aggressive. But I do like his design though. I have seen him on like a few TikToks. I have like heard of him. I've never actually seen his boss fight, but I don't know. He has a really cool design. Once again, I do like the fact that he's aggressive. So it forces you to play either as aggressive or really defensively, but you can't really play defensively against Gale. What really sucked is he didn't have a second phase or any phase transitions, which that's what I was expecting from like all of these bosses, but I didn't really get that for the first two. So otherwise the few, high jumps, this boss was relatively easy. I'm not gonna say easy, but it wasn't too bad. Obviously no match for my Glock, so that's Gale. The third one we have right here is Sister Fredo, I don't know. As you can see at the top, so apparently in Dark Souls 3, she has like ice attacks. They didn't really work here, so half of her like ice attacks aren't gonna proc, but I don't think that's really a big problem. She was by far my favorite fight out of the four. I didn't really know what she was doing right there. I thought it was like a block or something, but she'll do it again here in a second, and I find out like what it actually is. Once again, I've never fought any of these bosses outside of this. I'm definitely gonna have to play some Dark Souls 3. Yeah, right here's where I find out what it actually does. And as you can see, the ice it didn't actually proc, but she was scary. Yeah, she kind of bum rushed me right there, but I this one was definitely the coolest out of the four. Um, because she reminds me, because I've heard a lot about her through like TikTok and stuff, and people saying like she's, see right here, I'll get back to that right here. I didn't know what was happening because I thought I killed her because I wasn't the other two. I wasn't expecting a phase transition, but I guess it was here. What was I saying? I was saying like I've heard on TikTok and stuff that Sister Frayed is a really fun and hard boss fight out of like the old Dark Souls games. Her second phase was definitely fun. A lot more fun than their first phase was. Or any of the other bosses for that matter. I did enjoy this boss. I like her dual wielding scythe. She kind of reminds me not of Melania, but Millicent, if you get what I mean. I don't know why, but I did not expect that attack right there. That attack right there was heat. I do like her. I don't know what you call it, like the ground pound, ground spike where it juts up. Those were cool. Right here, I don't know if this does this in like actual Dark Souls, but I didn't know she went invisible. I guess she's supposed to be like spamming ice moves, and I didn't know what she'd do. Obviously, she's no match for my Glock, because why would you bring a sword to a gunfight? But Sister Frayed, for everybody, this boss fight was fun. And last but not least, the Lord of Cinder. I have only heard of his like soundtrack off of TikTok, and it is one of the best like Dark Souls franchise, or one of the best boss soundtracks there is. This first phase, I don't know if he's like supposed to be slinging fire, because I don't know if he does that in the actual game, but it wasn't bad. Especially because I don't know if I show it in the video, but he switches up his sword 3 different times. Right here, I didn't know what he was doing. I thought it was a phase transition, but then I realized he was just healing. So I kind of just went, oh, hell no, and started spamming. But what I did like is he had 3 different like sword transitions. One of them was like a long sword, another one was his normal one, and then one of them was like a katana almost, or like a curved sword. And what I also liked was a phase 2, but I don't know if he's supposed to be like slinging flames or not, but it obviously didn't work here. Unlike Sister Frayed, this guy has a little bit less like attacks, or like flashy and showy attacks than she did. I mean, that eruption was kind of cool, but I was nowhere near getting hit by it. So, and I don't know if that lightning was supposed to be in that one area or he threw it at me, but he did it a couple times, and I kind of dodged it every time. That was his only like big, flashy, showy attack. But what sucks is I don't have a dodge roll, so I just have to jump out of the way of these attacks. So it doesn't really do me any good. But there's the Lord of Cinder. I just want to thank you all for watching, even though I'm really sick. I should be getting back to streaming soon. Ego Monkey on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Hit that subscribe and like button.